Aloha and welcome. Welcome. Hi. I just had a wonderful, beautiful sense that I was being asked to share with you. And it was so funny because I was in bed, I was laying down, I was about ready to take a nap, and then it just, something clicked. Like something, it's like there was a jolt, and all of a sudden there was something that wanted to come and be shared with you. So I'm super stoked to be here with you. I appreciate you. You inspire me. Yeah. All of you, everyone I know. Everyone I know. You inspire me. I know what you're here for, that's why. I know what you're here for. You're only here for awakening. You're only here for awakening. And just watching the process of the unfolding is so inspiring. It's so fun to see. In myself too, like as I have the perception of myself unfolding. It's so fun. It's so fun to watch. And here's the thing. It's like everyone is, you could say, being inspired by you too. Even if you don't recognize it. Everyone is being inspired by you. It doesn't matter if you think you're stumbling or you think you've messed up. None of that stuff is real anyways. Nothing that you perceive yourself doing actually is relevant. It's not just irrelevant, it's just completely irrelevant. All it is something to distract you, to get you to identify with what it is that's coming up in your perception. Do you know what perception is? Perception is an interpretation of energy. It's an interpretation of energy. You know what energy is? Energy is made of thought. See? There's nothing there. nothing has happened, nothing is going to happen, and nothing is happening now. That's why all there is love. That's all there is. And that's all any of us are here for, and that's all what all of us are getting back to. And we're all learning, we're just learning. When you just decide that you would like to serve your spirit, just serve your spirit, and that's all. Instead of serving the ego. You know what that means? All that means is whenever you feel uncomfortable, whenever you feel that you're not easeful, any sense of discontent, frustration, anything like that, be willing to see that you're under the guidance. It's almost like you're under a spell of ego. You're doing the ego's bidding, so to speak. You're doing the ego's bidding. You can accept guidance from your good guide. You could say, there's lots of different names for this one that I just called good guide, great comforter, Holy Spirit, inner self, God. There's a good guide, as in a guide that leads your thoughts back to reality. Guidance for coming back to yourself. The ego is given guidance for going out like this. And the good guide, great comforter, whatever you want to call it, is offering you thoughts that go like this. It's almost like a transcendence. You get a lighter feeling. You get a higher feeling, higher vibration. And it's not dependent on anything in the world. It's not dependent on having anything in the world. See? The kind of happiness that tends to be the kind of happiness that people are seeking is to have something in the world, like have another body, have my soulmate, for instance, have more money, have more attention, have more peace. But you know, the truth about you is actually what you seek. It's the truth about you. What's the truth? Once you know that, everything that comes is a gift. Everything that comes is a gift. And that means even if you have the perception of yourself playing out some delusional game, it's also a gift. You know why? Because you're meant to undo this illusion that way. Getting the upset sense the illusion is real. You know, getting hooked and then getting unhooked. That's the thing. It's not that you're trying to avoid situations where you might get hooked. It's like, hooray, I might get hooked. That's what I have fun. Or, hooray, I am hooked. I am hooked. Holy shit, I'm taking this person as if they're doing something to me. I'm hooked. When you just admit I'm hooked, then you're asking for the good guidance. And then are you willing to accept that good guidance when it comes? Because it entails, it's kind of like laying down your body in service to the Spirit. It's like, I don't want this to get what I think I want. But it sure does seem like that right now. I know it's not true. Show me. Show me. So you're never getting it wrong. I know some of my friends get the feeling like, you know, what we used to call it when I was a Christian missionary as a child, we used to call it backsliding. Oh, that's a terrible feeling that you're backsliding. You're not backsliding. There's no such thing as that. You're just making that up. There's sort of like these cycles or waves that occur, not the kind of cycles that, you know, that are illusory cycles that we make up like seasons and stuff like that. But, you know, those are symbols, but cycles. So it's like you feel like your awareness is so high and you're so sharp, And all these different things are coming your way, and you're just like, woo, yeah, cool. No problem, no problem, no problem. And then one comes along and it's like, pow, it's like, oh my God, it seems like there's a problem. That's fun too. That's what I'm saying. That's fun too. Because you could stay in prayer the whole time, no matter what seems to be playing out through. You could stay in prayer the whole time, and the prayer is like, show me, and then you get shown. All the answers are given to you. It's so easy that way. In that way, the part that's not easy for people, and that wasn't easy for me. I'm speaking from experience, and still isn't easy for me sometimes. Sometimes it's like it's going through this sense of unease. But it's easy to go through any sense of unease because of what it's for. See? And how simple it is to just ask for guidance and not have to be like, I have to act out the guidance. You don't have a choice in the actions that are playing out anyways. But when you're asking for the good guidance, and watch this, you'll start to recognize that you're never doing anything. You'll start to recognize that. You're never doing anything as you start to watch it like this. You're just getting perceptions. Remember what we talked about earlier about how perceptions are interpretations of a body sense. It's just not anything that we make it out to be. And especially if something's taken heavy or serious or something like that, that is just not anything that is justified in reality. It's not actually justified because of what it's made of. It's really funny, and then sometimes you see it and you're like, this is not funny. This is not funny. So when it's not funny, awesome. Awesome. That's the opportunity to unfold, you can say. It's like you unfold. It's like you unfold in a new expanded level of awareness, let's say. That's what all of it's for. That's why it's such a blessing. So once you decide, even, it's funny because really, you can't even help but decide, and you already decided at the very beginning of time anyways, just based on who you are. You can say you've already decided for it, but then there gets to be a shift in the consciousness from going to grasp things in the world, try to control things and try to get things to go your way and people to do the things you want to do and everything like that. There's that phase of it. It's kind of like a phase, and then the second phase, and that's where almost like the choice is made in the consciousness, within the illusion, so to speak. It's in your mind, but it's in the midst of that. It's in the midst of this illusion, and all of a sudden, you are going, show me. Oh my goodness, I know, I can see that this is not the way I'm meant to be. So show me. Show me. Show me how I could be as I'm meant to be within this. Ask, and it shall be given. Isn't that easy? It's easy. It's easy. The only one it's hard for is the ego, and the thing is, you're not the ego. So it's a matter of disidentifying, and then it's not hard. It's a matter of disidentifying. How do you do that? How do you disidentify? You just get whatever that feeling is. Get whatever that feeling is, because it's a projected feeling that you're actually interpreting a bunch of false realities with. It's sensation. You could say it can be broken down to music, and you're the conductor. Get the sense of that. Be willing to get the sense of that. That's the thing. It's just being willing. It's just being willing. Are you willing to get the sense of that? It'll show itself to you if you are. It'll totally show itself to you. As soon as you make that choice to see like that, and the way I see it, that occurs before you even know it. There's just a shift. But there's a conscious choice that manifests too. You know, that in that conscious choice, that's also playing out of the past. There's a shift in the energy, and then there's a shift in the thought. Hey, I chose to lay down my body and save the world, for instance. That's one way of saying it. Well, the world is you. The world is within your mind. Once that choice has been made, everything you go through with your friends, with your family, with anyone, everything you go through, you're being helped. You're being guided. You're being totally guided. Now you've agreed to a different purpose. Now your mind is awakening. Ah, I love you. Aloha. Now your mind is awakening to the truth of who you are. However fast or slow it seems, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. All that matters is by your awakening and through your awakening, it's giving help, you could say, to those around you. You're not doing anything in particular. It's just awakening. And that's natural. And what you could say kind of like slows down the process. You know, slows down the process. You could say makes it in the illusion of time appear to take longer. Slowing down the process of awakening is when you take it as if you perceive yourself not acting as you think you should. Okay? And then you project remorse on top of that. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. That's not going to bring you anything. Well, let's say if you're getting it, you need it. But in fact, it's not justified. It's not justified by anything in reality. But if you're getting it, you need it. Okay? When you're willing to see that it's not justified, that your remorse is not justified, then you're asking for that guidance to show you back to yourself. Because you're basically not knowing yourself in that instance. Okay? Staying in that question of let me see, I must be mistaken if I'm feeling any kind of upset. Whether that's about something I think I did in the past. Nothing occurred in the past. There is no past. All that's occurring is now. It occurs to you now, the past. It occurs to you now. So you can accept the truth. You could say you could bring it to the truth. Let it be held up to the truth so the truth could shine on it, kind of like shine through it, and let you see that it's not anything. It's not anything that means anything. It's not that you can particularly let it go. I know people talk about let it go like that. Just let it go. But you can ask for a different interpretation. It's a still, small, quiet voice, the voice of love, the voice of truth. It's a small, quiet voice. It's a certain energy vibration, you can say. And then once the answer comes, and it seems to entail you're sacrificing something. But you know, nothing can ever be sacrificed. There's nothing like that. Anything that seems to be sacrificed, anything that you seem to be sacrificing for healing, so to speak, anything that you seem to be sacrificing for healing is not really there. It's not really like that. It only seems to be a sacrifice because you through your ego's guidance, are holding to it, are gripping to it for fear of finding out who you really are. It's like it helps you hold on to the illusion. Even as you find yourself holding on, you don't have to condemn yourself about that. You don't have to give up about that, like, oh, well, I guess I just suck or something. I guess I'm just not there yet, so to speak. It's like you're already there. And when you make the decision to be in service, to your spirit instead of being in service to the ego, when you make the decision like that, you're always in service, no matter what you perceive yourself to be doing. Because it's not a matter of not getting those kinds of hooks. It's a matter of getting released from them. And that's the whole purpose of having a perception. Mahalo. I love you. Thank you for watching. Aloha and a hui ho.